Hi guys, it's your girl Jilly. We are moving on to Life Path 8. Now remember, I have two formulas with links below in the video details. Take which formula works best for you. Sometimes they equal the same number, sometimes they don't. I can't tell you which one's better because they both equal 33 for me. So take which number best resonates with you and watch that video. Now, Life Path 8, you are the person I refer to as the ambitious one. Your purpose is to experience life by being successful with money, abundance, and someone to become very ethical. Now, I know some of y'all heard that like, ooh, my life purpose is to have money and be successful, right? Now, this is a great number to have, obviously, but with every life path number, there is a light and a dark trait. Dark side. So you have to overcome some challenges to be the best possible version of yourself. So I'm going to go back and forth between the good and the bad and what we can do to become our best self. Now, I know that when you were a child, Life Path 8, when you try to do something that you weren't supposed to do, let's say take a cookie out of the cookie jar, cheat on a test, take your brothers and sisters' toys, you were always caught, weren't you? You always got in trouble, didn't you? No matter how well you thought you planned it out, you never got away with it. That's because you are born to be ethical and to always make the right decisions. So whenever you stray off that path, the universe comes back to you and says, no, life path, that's not what you're meant to do. So let me teach you. You are meant to learn this lesson early in life that you shouldn't be doing these particular things. Because in order for you to become successful and get that money that you want, you have to learn early on that there's consequences to every negative action. So that's how you start building your character. You start building your character very young, life path. You learn it pays to be good. It pays to be the right thing. And as you're growing up, you might realize that you're quite influential, that you can persuade your friends, your schoolmates, or your teachers to go your way. You realize this. Now, this is a good and a bad thing. If you use the dark version of Life Path 8, you might lead others astray to do bad things to make it benefit yourself. But if you do lose it on the right side, you'll influence others to do good things in life without self-growth, and put it that way. Now, as you move on through life and you start getting your first job, the first thing Life Path 8 thinks of, how can I get ahead? How can I get in the manager position? How can I make more money? You start realizing the value of money once you get your first job. Hopefully your parents didn't teach you that the money is the root of all evil. Now, we all know that money is not evil. It's what you do with the money that makes you evil. Now, once you get your first paycheck, you start to develop a self-growth of, ooh, I want more. How can I get more? So you start studying other people and you start rubbing elbows with the manager. You're the person who likes to know all the right people to get ahead in life, and you know that this is a wise decision, so you start doing this. And you might start being that annoying coworker who tries to tell other coworkers what to do and how to work better. And you might also be that coworker that tells the boss, hey, this person's not doing this, because you're trying to make yourself look better. That's your dark side coming in. But if you see past that and you do the right thing, oh, I can move ahead just by being a good worker, doing everything I'm supposed to do. This is the part you conflict with. Like, should I tell on my coworker, or should I just let it go and hopefully the manager will notice me for my good works? Remember what I told you. If you do the bad thing, the universe is going to say, no, that's not what you're meant to do. So I'm just telling you, you have to move past that dark trait and go with the ethical side. And when you'll find that when you do ethical, you will be successful. You will get a lot of money. Now, on the dark trait, you don't take orders very well. You don't take constructive criticism very well because you want to be in control. You want to be the boss. So this is something you have to hone in on, and don't take it personally. Because guess what, Life Path 8? If you knew it all in the beginning, then you would already be in the manager position. So The best way for you to follow this is to watch the manager or the person in control, and then you can take that position one day. That's another part that you struggle with. Now, sometimes, not all the time, but a lot of life path 8s will get a bunch of money, be successful, and then lose it all in the drop of a hat. But even if they do that, they are the first life paths to get their fortune back, and quickly. They will never be broke. They refuse to be broke. Now, on the way of becoming successful and having all this money, life path 8 tends to have a bad habit of spending beyond their means. They want to look good. They want to dress good. They want to look like they have more money than they have in order to achieve status in life and make themselves look just as important as the people they are trying to impress. Now, this can be in their favor, but if they don't have the means, they can go broke very, very quickly. So even though status is important to life path 8 needs to understand that they don't have to use their money to impress others. This is something, even though this is something that they strive to be, they always want to be the person that everybody knows. They want to be the person that knows everybody else. They want to be well known and well liked. Life path 8, as long as you use your influence and your power of persuasion for good and ethics, you won't have to do all that. That's something that you have to overcome and learn. Because trust me, you are meant for money. You are meant for success. You are meant for abundance. Now, let's say you achieve your career goals and all your aspirations and you achieve all your dreams. You tend to put work as your priority and you never seem to enjoy life the way you should. What's the point of having all this money if you can't take a vacation, if you can't explore the world, if you can't learn a new hobby or craft that will bring you some joy? This is where you have to learn how to work life and personal life, because you can overwork yourself and burn yourself out and realize one day, man, what did I do all that money for? And I didn't get to enjoy it. That's another thing you have to overcome. You have to take time for yourself to achieve your life purposes. Now, if by chance life path 8 doesn't feel fulfilled or they're not feeling they have the success that they need, they can tend to prone themselves in addiction, like recreational drugs, alcohol, or even sex. So this is something that life path 8 has to really learn to control. See, if life path that would just take time for themselves, they wouldn't need to go into those outlets to receive some type of fulfillment. If they would just take time off, take a vacation, they will see that life is much more fulfilling than a substance or acts of the flesh. So this is something that you have to learn how to balance. Now, one thing I want you to watch out for, life path 8, is being greedy and becoming a hoarder. Now, you will get all this money and become very abundant as long as you learn from your challenges, because you're meant to be abundant. You're meant to be successful. But the problem being, once you have that successful, you have this urge to hoard all the money to yourself and never spend it, and tend to be very, very greedy and kind of selfish. Now, like I was saying, it's kind of what I said earlier. You have to learn how to enjoy your money. You're meant to be wealthy, but you're also meant to be very giving. Remember, whatever you put out there, life path 8, will come back to you. So even if you're giving away money to help others, it's going to come back to you. That's something you have to remember. It's universal law. So just remember that. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support my work, you can always do so by donating to one of the links below. I have a Venmo, a PayPal, and a Cash App. But then again, just liking, sharing, and subscribing is more than enough support. I love you guys. It's your girl, Jilly. Namaste.